much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to meet you.
You as well. And tell me, so you grew up here in LA. What was that like?
Yes, I did. It was great. Honestly, it was the best of both worlds. I grew up in South Pasadena, which is like Hollywood adjacent. You know, we're far enough away so you're not in it all the time. It really looked and felt like a small town, and I had that like normal high school theater experience. But I think because it looks like such a cozy small town, any town USA, they shot a lot of movies there. So you still had that LA feel of, you know, the house from the movie Old School was like a block from my high school. And when I was in middle school, I remember walking home one day with my big binder, with like my drawings all over the binder, and a frantic PA, you know, some frantic assistant on some movie stopped me and was like, let me see that notebook. Oh my God, this looks like a real teenager's notebook. Can I buy this off of you for $10? And I was like, my notebook's gonna be in a movie?
Oh my God.
And I gave it to them for I paid 10. That was my first, you know, flirt with show business.
Your first flirt with it. And did you feel like you got the bug then? Did you sneak on sets?
You know, I never snuck on any sets, but actually, where we are now on this lot, I used to come and watch shows tape live, just like you guys.
Wow.
All right. One of my best friend's older sister worked for K-Rock, which is like the coolest alternative radio station in LA. And so she would get us tickets to go to tapings for shows like Home Improvement and Friends. Like, I was in the audience for Friends. I will never forget the episode that I saw. It's the episode where Chandler and Monica are already hooking up, but nobody knows, and then he has to kiss all the women every time he says goodbye. It was a great episode, iconic. I was there, you could hear my voice laughing.
I love it. Tell me, how did you get into acting? Like, what gave you that passion to want to act?
Well, I was a real ham when I was a kid, so my parents could hardly get me to shut up. I think it was a lot of singing and dancing around the house, and so they put me into a program when I was real small, you know, like 6 or 7 years old. Oh, and I had a perm. It was the early 90s, and I did a program in Los Feliz through the Jewish Community Center, a summer program, where a summer theater program for kids where we basically did all of these Disney productions. Snow White, Cinderella, The Wizard of Oz. They would rewrite them completely and write all their own music for them. And every kid that auditioned got a part. It was this whole big summer theater program. My first role was in The Wizard of Oz. I played Toto. I had no lines, but I had a lot of barks. And my mom made the costume. She sewed knee pads into the knees. I was literally on hand and knee barking for one night.
Well, it paid off.
It paid off.
You're amazing, and we know it.
It all led to this moment.
Somehow it kicked it off, right?
And it brought it back.
Nothing is just. And you grew up dancing. You love to dance. Now, what's this? You used to sneak in the library and dance? Please tell me this story.
I'm so glad you brought this up. Because I still kind of can't believe, you know, you do some things when you're like a kid and a teen that you're like, God, I can't believe I had the nerve. When I was in middle school, our school library had these 2 rooms in the library that were, you know, glass rooms, study rooms with tables in them, and you could sign them out for recess and lunch. To study, I assume. But, you know, that was the fine print. No one ever specified that. So I would sign them out for lunch and then invite my best girlfriends and the boys that we had a crush on.
That's adorable.
And we would just slow dance with them like this.
In the library?
Just to TLC. Just got Red Light Special on.
Oh, well, that's a good song.
But you had to keep like a full arm's distance. But it was sexy. I got to do it about 2 times, and then they were like, you're not allowed to do that in here.
So you got caught with it?
Yeah, because the rooms were glass. Like, what was this ruse? Like, once I got everybody in there, the whole library was just like,
what's happening?
What are you guys doing in
I
there?
think it's adorable. That's creative.
I was like, why can't we have dances
Exactly.
every day of the week?
You should. That's for sure. And you just turned 40.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, so we got to see you in the gym. Now, how you do all of this? I can't do one push-up, let alone a pull-up. Jesus. And you're doing it effortlessly.
Guys, I gotta keep my pull-ups, my chin-ups. You know, it took me years to be able to do even one. So now they're like a real point of pride for me. I love turning 40. I'm in like the best shape of my life. I feel great. I feel the most confident I've ever felt. I feel like the chin-ups have a lot to do with that.
I
Thank
need
my
some
trainer.
tips, honey, 'cause that is good. You're so strong. And then these weights. How many pounds is the weights you're lifting?
Let's see. Let's take a look.
You're doing some superhero stuff at 40. I can't do any of that.
40 pounds, 40 for 40.
Oh, my
You
God.
know, I have a great trainer, Jason Walsh, and yeah, he's keeping everything high and tight, you know?
Clearly. I want to be like you. Oh, my God. And well, we do have something in common. We both have cats. How many cats do you have? I have 2.
We have 2.
Oh, my God. What's your cat's names?
Our cats are named Otis and Max. Max is a girl. Little Maxine curled up. Oh my God. We're a real cat. I'm so happy to hear you're a cat person.
Oh my God.
There's not enough of us. But
Right?
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, cats get a bad rap. People think they're aloof. Let me tell you, we call our cats names as we're going to sleep, and they come running down the stairs, and they curl up in our arms, and we all spoon in like a quadro spoon. At night. I'm not exaggerating. Or they sleep on my legs and then I'm paralyzed, just kind of like, I don't sleep well. But the cats are cute, you know what I mean?
Yeah, mine always steal my spot.
They steal my
in the
spot.
bed.
I find myself at the very edge of the bed. The cats are in the middle, Dave's like, and I'm just like get a sliver. But yeah, the cats rule the house. We recently bought them some, you know, new like cat towers.
The cat mounts, yes.
They love them.
They're the best.
I'm looking at multiple of them going up in my house, and I'm like, I bet I give us 2 years until the whole house is like a cat maze.
I'm with you. You should do that.
Catio.
I'm all for the cats. So we're going to check this out for sure. And this isn't your husband's first time directing you. What is that like?
You know, it's incredible. We've worked together a couple times as actors, and then he directed me for the first time in his directorial debut, The Rental, and that was really fun. It was like really freeing to be on set with him as a director, and I didn't write that or produce it. I didn't have any hand in anything else, so I could just be there to kind of support him directing, and he's so good at it, which is great. And then this movie, it was just like that next level because we wrote it together. We were just so in sync on everything. You know, I trust Dave more than I trust anyone.
Yeah.
And at this point, especially, we'd had so many conversations about this script and about this character that we really can communicate without words a lot of the time. You know, he comes in and gives a look, and I give a look and give a thumbs up, and then we do it again. So there's a nice kind of, a lot of telepathy going on, which was great.
That is cool. I'd imagine that could be awesome.
Yeah.
It seemed like it would move quicker since you guys know each other so well. Do you feel like it's you know, you guys
Like
flow
we move
differently?
quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Dave's the boss, so we'll do as many takes as Dave wants. But yeah, things do move, not quickly so much as smoothly.
Like more in sync, because it takes a certain type of chemistry, you know, for an actor and a director to work together. Sometimes, like I prefer actors, directors.
Yeah.
So I was imagining like it has to be something cool.
Well, it's great because Dave is an actor. He knows how to talk to actors too. He's so like in the mindset of what you're thinking about.
Yes. Now I have to ask this last thing. So you ran through the film naked? You wasn't nervous?
Oh,
Tell me about
I
that.
love being naked, Jennifer. I'm a bit of a nudist.
No, Jennifer, me.
I have some nude scenes. I have some non-sexual nude scenes in the movie.
Okay.
There's a streaking scene, and it's a nod back to my days in college. I went to Cal Arts, and my time at Cal Arts, a great school. I got an incredible education, and also it's an art school, so I think they wanted all the students to have the freedom of just expressing themselves, and clothing was optional everywhere except the cafeteria. You gotta be sanitary. So in college, I really liked to streak a lot, and as recent as last year, I liked to streak a lot. So we just incorporated it into the movie. I think it's kind of like, for us in this movie, it's a real expression of joy, embracing who you really are. I think that's why I like being naked, maybe?
If you like it, we love it, and we love you. Thank you for being here. I have to ask you, have you ever been mistaken for somebody else?
Yes,
Okay.
I have. And I can't even believe that you just told that story because it just happened to me. And honestly, it doesn't happen all that often.
Oh, okay.
But while I was shooting Apples Never Fall in Australia, let me set the scene.
Set the scene for me.
We're shooting in this part of Australia, the Gold Coast. I had never been to Australia. And where we shot was totally beautiful and wonderful and also had a bunch of these cabaret shows, like very sexy cabaret shows.
Okay.
And one of them was called Dracula's. And it's sort of like sexy vampire themed cabaret show. Yeah, that gives you the idea. You can see the people behind me. Yeah, there's a lot of sort of like half-naked vampire people singing songs and doing funny sketches. So this place was right around the corner from where we were staying, our apartments, and it had a huge billboard, and we passed it every day on the way to work. And the whole time, we gotta go to Dracula's. And on my last night in Australia, we finally went. Okay. And I went with some of the cast, and so we get there, and all the people at Dracula's, all these actors, are in character the whole time as like sexy vampires. So you're walking in and they're like, you know, and we're waiting in line. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's like, it is actually a little scary. There was a moment where I kind of thought, what am I getting myself into? And so it was very out of character when one of them came up and they were like, ooh, you'll never see the light of, oh my God, are you that girl? You're from TV? And I was like, yeah. Yes, I am. And they were like, you're on TV. And I was like, I am. And then kind of like you were saying, she was like, I don't believe you.
See?
How do I know? I was like, you don't believe me. You're the one that brought it up, first of all. But I am. I don't know how to prove it to you. We had like a long back and forth about it. And then she's like, okay, I believe you. I'm so excited. So now I enter this place and it's like a labyrinth. It's sort of like the haunted house ride at Disneyland. Like you get on a ride, you pass staircases and they're all filled with these actors in character. And I'm like, is it in my head? Or like, are some of these actors, I sense like they're recognizing me and I feel like, oh, you know, I'm so embarrassed. So I get to my seat and this young, shirtless boy vampire comes up to me so nervous. And he's like, excuse me, are you Anna Kendrick? And I said, no.
Oh, okay, you
I'm
told him
not. And he was like, it's like he already had it planned out. I mean, all right, yeah. He'd already planned it. He goes, but I love you in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I said,
what'd you say?
Thank you.
Sometimes you just gotta go with it.
Said thank you. It was a great performance of mine. I've never been better.
Give me 5 for that.
I mean,
see?
If it's a compliment, I'll take it.
So, you know, it's all the same. And it'll be a memory they'll never forget.
And now he might watch this show.
And you'll get it right this time.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to hear this. So you're in a singing group now.
Well, yes, I sort of am in a singing group again. So I have a cover band with my best girlfriends. And basically we started this a decade ago. These are my 2 best friends, Juliana Guil and Serena Fiallo. We're all actresses. We started this thing a decade ago with our friends, this band called Jones Street Station. They're sort of like a bluegrass band. And you know, it was sort of like a way to pass the time. We're actresses. There's a lot of downtime. We wanted to have something creative and fun to do. So this is a picture from, we just did a 10-year reunion show. So back in the day, we used to play the Viper Room and like Hotel Cafe, these little venues around LA, New York. Yeah. And now this band that we play with, they have since moved all over the world. I mean, one of them lives in Finland. Flew in for a 10-year reunion show. It went off without a hitch. We did it in Highland Park, which is actually where I'm from. So it all felt really full circle. And it was so fun.
I love that. So do you get nervous though? That's such a cool idea. Like, do you get nervous performing with them now since it's been 10 years?
So nervous.
Okay.
I couldn't even believe. Like, I perform for a living, but leading up, the build up to this show, and first it was all about selling the tickets, you know what I mean? So that's all we were concerned with, and my friends are texting me, we sold out the venue, and we were like, we're sold out! And then we were like, we sold out.
See?
Like, I didn't
exciting
sleep.
And scary at the same time.
Oh my God, I didn't sleep the whole week leading up to doing it. Do you ever, I mean, of course you don't, because you sing all the time.
You know, when I get in the wings of the stage, I forget the lyrics, I don't know my intro, sometimes I take myself off the program, y'all. it gets real.
I,
Right before, you don't feel like that? Right before I walk out, oh my God, I canceled the whole event. And then as soon as you hit the stage, it's like, oh, this is home.
Then I'm a rock star.
A rock star.
Born to be
Y'all
here.
make us believe we're rock stars, okay? Right?
You guys in 2 shots of whiskey, I totally agree.
Okay, now this I haven't done. You almost crowd surfed?
I did.
Now Jennifer not doing that, okay?
You know,
Don't come
in the
over
midst
here.
of the show, we get you're amped up, right? In the heat of the moment, I sort of threatened to crowd surf, and I started to do it, and very quickly sensed that this audience could not hold my full weight. They could not hold my full weight, and so I kind of jumped back onto the stage. Nobody got hurt, but you can see
You made it off the stage, and then you
I
jumped back
did. My bandmates' faces. Johnny was excited.
Like, don't do that.
But my girlfriends were very nervous. Literally every single person. We saw this photo after the fact, and all of their faces were, you know. So look at my friends
You
on
were
the
really
other
believing
side
it.
of the stage.
You was gonna
Yeah.
crowd surf. Well, I'm glad you didn't because you're here. Will you stick around for a little bit? Oh my goodness. Well, with Alison, we'll be right back. And we're back with Alison Brie. Apples Never Fall. It's so good. Can you tell us more about it?
Thank you. Definitely. It's based on a book by Leanne Moriarty. So she wrote Big Little Lies. It was also made into a show. It follows this tennis family, the Delaney's. The parents, played by Sam Neill and Annette Bening, have gone into retirement, and a mysterious stranger enters their lives, and then the mom disappears, and you know, the whole family starts to unravel. It's a little bit of all the adult children trying to figure out what happened to their mom and who's responsible.
And I heard it's a tennis family. So did you, because I remember when I did the movie Sandy, I was like, my uncle was a professional golfer, so I had to train and learn how to golf.
Totally.
And then I had a stand-in who didn't know how to golf, and then I had to step in and golf for the stand-in. Y'all got that? Okay, so did you have to learn how to play tennis for this?
Yes, I did. Of course, I grew up in a tennis family. My
Okay.
mom, my dad, my sister, my grandfather all played tennis. My sister went to tennis camp. I rejected the sport completely. I chose to never play it growing up, so I was at a total disadvantage going into this. I don't know why. I wonder if I was just being rebellious like Art kid.
wanna learn tennis.
And I used to just believe I was totally unathletic, but in my adult life, I've been like embracing my athletic side. So I was really excited to learn how to play tennis for the show. And we started out, I started taking tennis lessons immediately. We get to Australia, we're practicing with like a tennis pro. And then very quickly, I think everybody realized that me personally, I only have one very short scene playing tennis on the show. And they were like, you're not gonna get there. We're just gonna teach you choreography. And
So you went through all of that and didn't have to
I thought I was gonna come home like really good at tennis. And then we got to the set and they were like, you know what actually we can do for you, Alison, is just put in a ball later, like a CGI ball. So then
wow.
I get home. I'm talking to my sister the other day and this is such a random community connection, but she was like, oh my God, I ran into Joel McHale's wife today at the market and you know, they play a lot of tennis. I said that you and I should go play doubles against them. And I was like, what? I was like, I can't play tennis. I can only mime tennis. I'm just really good with no ball.
Well, see, you must have fooled them if they threw the ball in there because now your sister think you can play for real.
That's true. The show's really selling it for me.
Okay, well, that's good. It still works out. But you say you wasn't athletic, but okay, you learned how to surf in Australia, so would that be considered athletic?
Yes, it would. Thank you for saying that.
See?
You know,
You got this, Alison.
I'm less athletic and more adventurous.
You are
I
adventurous.
feel like at this point in my life, I'm just like, yeah, let's try it. So yeah, in Australia, we went surfing. This is only because of one of our amazing directors, Dawn Shadforth, she was being very adventurous.
Yeah.
So she invited a bunch of the women from the cast, and we all went together, this great group of women, at 5 in the morning on our one day off to learn how to surf. We had this incredible surf coach. Her name was Tracy. She had to be 70 years old. This is like the most badass woman I've ever witnessed.
Clearly.
I'm picturing surfing lessons like it's gonna be like Point Break with Keanu Reeves. Like, we're gonna be on the sand for an hour, just like, how do I pop up? I'm aboard. But no, Tracy takes us out on the sand, barely 5 minutes. She's like, so you're gonna get up, you gotta put your feet up, and we'd kind of get on the board, and she'd be like, you're too far forward, you're too far back.
Ooh,
You
I
gotta
like
be
that
centered.
accent.
I know, I do a terrible Aussie accent, forgive me. But truly, it was 3 to 5 minutes on the beach, and then we were
3 to
in
5
the
minutes?
water. But actually, it was great because it didn't give you time to be scared. And like, I
Okay.
don't know what you're gonna learn standing on the sand. Do you know what I mean? Like, we learned it in the water. And honestly, it was scary. It's scary being in the ocean and the waves are the baby wave. Like, you could see the real surfers way far out, like surfing the big waves. And as those waves got much smaller, then we would swim out to get on them. But it was so nice to have a Tracy, because she'd just be like, I'd be just waiting forever, not wanting to go. And she'd be like, Allison, you're up, kind of pushed me right out.
Threw you right on out there.
And I got up a few times.
You brave and you badass. I want to be like you.
If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.